least make the attempt. So this is going to essentially be, I think, things that I need to hear and other people like me. So if you've been drawn to watch this, it's probably because we're either in the same boat or going through something similar. So these are definitely things that we both need to hear. And I am going to double check that all of the cards are in their proper position, because I do read reversals. And sometimes they will switch on me in the middle of a read. So we're just going to make sure that's a thing here in a second. Yeah, alright. Okay, the first thing that the tarot threw at me is the Tower in the reverse. But it may be upright. Let's double check. No, it is in the upright. Okay. Okay. So, if you're anything like me, then what is currently going on in your life has been a great deal of change and upheaval. Things are essentially falling apart, but I also want to remind you that they're not necessarily falling apart so much as they are falling into place. Sometimes things have to change so that a new foundation can be laid, so new things can be built. I know that a lot of people can be afraid of the Tower and what it means. I know I used to be, and it's one of those things I'm starting to grow out of. It doesn't scare me quite so much anymore, because, I mean, change is scary. I don't like change, personally, but it can lead to a great deal of new potential and new things and joy and happiness, as we're finding out. So the next three cards it gave me are the Nine of Pentacles, which in the Brady Tarot is called Accomplishment, followed by the Ten of Pentacles, which is Wealth, and then the Four of Wands, which again is 1111 for those of you who are into soulmates and twin flame. So, in regards to me, that's about trusting the change, trusting the new deities in my life and all of the things that are happening, trusting in the new people and where they're leading me and where the path is taking me. Trust that the change is going to be for the better. Trust that it will lead to joy and accomplishment and happiness and wisdom and unity and balance and all of these really, really amazing things. Let's see. What is the Nine of Pentacles in this deck? Feathers. Horns. Arrows. Roots. I'm not going to read the entire thing, but I will give you the summaries of them because they can be a little bit different in interpretation and energy from other decks. So, your Nine of Pentacles, which I will actually show you, the Nine of Roots. The art in this is amazing. I love this deck. Okay. The culmination of work and effort, satisfaction in whatever has been accomplished. This may refer to a project or a larger aspect of a person's life, but the feeling is the same. A sense that past actions and sacrifices were worth it. Some of these efforts may have required time alone or the sacrifice of spontaneity. A person realizes that not only was the result worth the effort, but the work itself and the required discipline create a joy all their own. This is the chance to know yourself in a deeper way, to discover a kind of inner peace that goes hand in hand with accomplishment. So what I'm getting out of that is that, again, this change can be really, really scary, and you're being asked to hang in there. In regards to myself, that's been very difficult to do. I'm in a place that I'm not happy with, I'm not satisfied, and that's been really, really difficult because I need the money. I need the income to be able to pursue other things. And so this feels like a promise that in the end it will be okay. It will all work out. Eventually the sacrifice will be worth it. You just have to keep going. And I feel like that grind, that sense of you just have to keep going, you just have to keep going is coming to an end. Things are changing. It's going to get better. And it's immediately followed by the Ten of Pentacles. So we go from accomplishment to wealth. From almost having enough, almost being there, to finally being there. And I'm getting the sense of perfect completion. 4 roots, 7, 8, 9. 10 of roots. Material wealth, but so much more. Emmy calls this a gateway card, a term borrowed from my book, for whose cards surface meanings may open to other dimensions. The tree with its various treasures may indicate wealth and comfort. I'm going to show that to you again. The tree with its various treasures may indicate wealth and comfort, but it also connects spirit and beauty as well as riches. The tree itself is the gateway. So on a spiritual level, if you're going through a great deal of spiritual changes, very much like I am, you're going to open up new doorways. You're going to become a new and different person. You're going to start seeing things and experiencing things that you didn't before. And personally, that scares me. I don't like change. I don't like the unexpected. I feel safer with the familiar. So this has been kind of difficult for me to learn to embrace. And I'm getting better. One day at a time. It does start to get better. And then that leads into the Four of Wands. I have so much running through my head right now. Okay. Four of Wands. Again, for me, this is the home and marriage card. Balance and unity. Either I'm getting with the self or with someone else. And for me, that's definitely both. I'm being led to pursue a partner that is outside of my comfort zone, and that is forcing me to face a lot of internal fear and trauma that I picked up as a child. And I'm learning to let that go so that I can embrace the fact that I care very much about them, that I am definitely falling in love with them. And I really hope that's something that you can learn to embrace as well. I hope that if you're going through something similar, you can let go of the fear, because it's going to be worth it. I mean, you go from the Tower to the Nine of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles to the Four of Wands. I mean, it doesn't really get any better than that. So just embrace the change. It will lead to good things. Let go of the fear. Let it happen. Trust in the path. Trust in whoever's leading you, because they do want what's best for you. Listen to your messages. Listen to your gods and your spirits. And just trust. Trust and faith have been such a huge message recently. And that's difficult for me to do. I'm not good at that, but God, I just keep getting this overwhelming sense that it's going to be worth it. It's going to be so, so worth it. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited. I hope you're excited too. This is a hell of a journey to be on. So much is changing. And growth can be painful. Change can be painful. But I think it's something that we need to embrace. It's going to be good. It's going to be good, you guys. Okay, on to the Work Your Light Oracle deck. For guidance, we pulled Mintaken, Longing for Home, Belonging, the Original Lightworkers. Big water energy. Big mermaid energy, which makes me extremely happy. Okay, let's see. What do we have to say about that? Mintakens are a soul group who originated on a planet in the constellation Orion. They were the first star beings to travel to Earth and believed to be the original Lightworkers. The Mintakens' home planet is thought to have been a water world with water so pure that you could see through it for miles. Excuse me. For this reason, Mintakens feel most at peace and at home when in or around crystal clear water. They are here to teach us to see the potential in everything and the light in all beings. Many Mintakens have an odd longing for home and struggle with feeling like they don't belong. It is thought that this is due to their home planet no longer being in existence. If you pulled this card, it could mean that you are a Mintaken, or a longing for a sense of belonging and root energy healing is necessary for you to feel secure and safe. Perhaps you feel this longing to find home without knowing where that is. Perhaps you've been moving around a lot and yearn for a place on Earth to call your own. If so, you are being called to connect with Mother Earth and create it for yourself now. To choose where you feel most at home and create it rather than waiting for the feeling of belonging to come. And I think it's entirely possible that that feeling of being out of place, of not having a home, is what's changing. I think the collapse in this current energy, all of this negativity, is leading way to something new, to finally finding that sense of home and of belonging. And I feel that with the Four of Wands. you're calling in your soul tribe. You're finding other people who vibrate on the same frequency as you, and on a high frequency, not one that's beneath you. And I don't mean that in a really negative way. I mean it in the sense that some people haven't managed to elevate yet to where they need to be. And sometimes you have to let them go. You have to let them move forward at their own pace on their own. That's no one's failing. But you just have to be willing to let them work their path on their own. You can't work it for them. You can't work it for them. They have to do it on their own. And that can be really, really hard to do. It's easy to say, it's much harder to do. Let them work the path on their own. I don't know why that's currently in my head. For influences, we pulled Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? This is one of those things that also keeps showing up in my life, is the concept of being in a leadership, blah, 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 words. Being in a, oh, look, big comedic energy too. Like, feels like Sekhmet. Lions in the back. Oof, big feelings. I keep feeling called to a leadership position, and I don't like that because I'm not a leader. I don't resonate with that. I don't think I'm any good at it, and I have a very deep fear of leading people in the wrong direction, which is why I hesitated to film this to begin with. So if you're like me, that's probably something that you're dealing with as well. But I think it's something that we do have a gift for. And I'm learning that the way other people see me is very different from the way I see myself. So if you don't think you're the kind of person who should be in a leadership position, if you don't want to lead, but you feel like you're being called to, I think it's something that we're just going to have to suck it up and pursue. Like, I don't know. There's so much power and wisdom with the concept of the priestess, and that's definitely where I feel like Ma'at in particular from the Egyptian pantheon is pulling me to. I think she's the one who wants me to do this. So that's been kind of a struggle, and it also falls in line. Oh, those are Ma'at's arms, and the gold there. Yeah, my little figurine in the back. Same arms. I completely lost my train of thought, but we're being called to heal, which is the other thing that just popped into my mind. We're being called to direct and to lead people, not even necessarily onto the right path, because that gives me anxiety, but away from the wrong one. Away from the wrong one. That's what keeps occurring to me at the moment. Let's see, Priestess. What do we have to say about Priestess? I've never pulled that before. How are you being called to step up and lead? The Priestess is a teacher dedicated to service, freedom, and leadership. You don't need to have it all together to lead. Thank you, we don't. In fact, it helps if you don't. Okay, that's valid. No one wants a perfect angel who hasn't made any mistakes. Let your life be your message. Don't underestimate the power of sharing your story. Oh, wow, call-out post. Okay, that's what I'm doing now. Interesting. It's by hearing someone else's journey that we feel less alone. We realize that we're actually all in this thing called life together. The difference between a follower and a leader is that a leader has the courage to go first. In stepping out, they shine a light on the path for others to venture forward too. Don't fret too much about trying to work out who is your tribe. Don't get stuck in age, income, hobbies, or occupation. The best way to discover your tribe is to look in the mirror. If you feel called to lead, chances are it is because at some point in your life you longed for someone to lead you. Your tribe are longing for exactly the same thing as you were and are, and might only be one step behind you. Hell, they may even be right alongside you. You don't need anyone's permission, just the courage to stand up. Embrace your struggles, the peaks, the troughs. You don't need to know the way, just believe that there might be a different one. Your tribe is waiting for you. Step forward so they can find you. Ooh, that made me emotional. I feel like this is going to sound silly, but if you're a member of my soul tribe and you find me through this video, I would love to hear from you. I'm very excited to see where that path is going to go, where our lives are going to lead, who I get to meet on the way, and who I get to become. I'm very excited, and I hope you are too. I think it's going to be one hell of a journey.